before we get into our discussion, maybe we can kind of dive in a little bit to what the Doctrine and Covenants and other scriptures specifically teach us about resurrection, this idea that Christ is the one who liveth.
Yeah, that would be great. There are many sections in the Doctrine and Covenants that talk specifically about the resurrection. And if there are verses or scriptures that you would like to bring up, that would be great as well. I think it's important that we remember in the context of this that Joseph has finished translating the Book of Mormon by this point. He's learned a lot about Christ. He's learned about the resurrection. And then we see, starting right off in the Doctrine and Covenants, and we've talked about this already on the show, but section 19, where Christ really does call us to repent. And, we can go there just to start us off. Jeff, you were talking about how much you liked this section as Christ is referring to himself and the suffering that he went through in order to help us.
Yeah, section 19 is incredibly powerful, and there's a part at the first that really brought comfort to me. And in verse 7, it talks about eternal damnation and what that means, this fiery, damnation that we often get in touch with. But I love in the section where it goes on to say, I will reveal unto you a mystery, for it is meet that you know, even as mine apostles. And the beautiful thing, and I'll paraphrase, is it goes on to explain that eternal damnation is only called eternal damnation because it's God's judgment. It's that divine, look at your life, which in many ways isn't judgment at all. If we go on and read, we see that the master's saying, I've suffered these things. I know exactly how you feel. This judgment is going to come from pure, absolute, divine love, not from a place of demeaning or, thumbing my nose. It's going to be a complete connection, a complete understanding or comprehension of everything in your life at such a personal level. And the damnation is not eternal. It's my judgment, and my judgment comes from pure, absolute love.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And part of the expression of that love, I think, is, again, it tells us in Alma and the Doctrine and Covenants that all of us will, resurrect when we're done. We can be with our loved ones, that no matter what we've done in this life, resurrection is a free gift to all. And I'm wondering, what is it about the doctrine of resurrection that's meaningful for you? Why is it a transformative doctrine in your life? Why is it important for you? Yeah, Kate.
I think resurrection is really important to me because my grandpa passed away 10 years ago because of ALS, and he was in a wheelchair. He had to use the wheelchair through his mouth, and it was just really hard for me because I was like, I'm sad that he's gone now, but knowing that he will be resurrected in his perfect form, being able to walk again and move around, and that we can be resurrected, that's a really cool thing to think about.
Excellent. Yeah, please, Anna.
Just recently, about a month ago, I had 3 people in my life pass away. But it was really my first taste of people passing away. So that was a lot. And they passed away within 3 weeks. So it was one after another. And so I am looking forward to the time that I get to see them. But I'm actually more looking forward to the time that I get to see their faces when their family members, their children that they left behind, and just all of them that miss them so much, that they get to finally meet them in life after and give them a big hug.
I love that we're talking about resurrection and how difficult it is. And I want to throw this out. Sometimes we talk about death, and especially as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And, we talk about the importance of being of good cheer and things. But I hope that we understand, especially at this Easter season, tears are the price we pay for love. And it's not only okay to cry, it's healthy to cry. And just because we believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ doesn't mean that we can't hurt. And just because we believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ doesn't mean that we can't miss people. It doesn't even mean that we can't wonder. I hope that we understand that and we give people that agency and recognize that we believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But when Christ lost Lazarus, he was crying too, and he knew exactly what was happening, right? Do you have thoughts on that, Jeff?
No, I love that, Barb, and what everyone has shared here, because it takes me back to that Easter morning. We know there's a greater plan. Yes, we know there's life after, but boy, does it hurt when someone you love goes, especially when it's untimely, and unexpected, and they're young. But that Easter morning, I can just visualize Mary, and the love she had for Jesus and going, where is he? And I've been in those moments. Where are they? Where are those arms that held me? And then to hear that familiar voice call her by name and say, it's me. It's me. I mean, I picture my own child or my own spouse and what that will be like to rush to them. And of course, he said, hey, don't touch me just yet. But boy, did I want to see you first and bring my love to you and let you know that I'm okay and that I am whole. I am he that liveth. And boy, when you take that at a personal level, we've all lost loved ones, or we will. And yet to go to that Easter morning and that moment of joy. I mean, Kate, you might want to have Grandpa a foot race, in that day. It'll be completely different when we are in that form and in that mode. And that's what's so beautiful to me personally, is that connection, that personal connection, beyond a concept, beyond a theology. It's like, wow, what will that be like to rush and hold them? And at that point, we'll cry tears of joy, and we'll probably laugh and say, wasn't that a crazy trip? But we'll say, but boy, did we learn. Boy, did we learn.